The Bengals Chiefs game just ended in the craziest way. This rivalry between Mahomes and Burrow has yet to fail us, as this game went down to the wire. We're starting at the 2-minute warning. The Bengals have the ball inside their own 20-yard line, and it's tied 20-20. And at 1st and 10, Joe Burrow escapes the pocket and picks up a small gain of about 3 yards. Now it's 2nd and 7. The game is on the line here. The Bengals have a chance to drive down the field, run out the time, and kick a game-winning field goal or take the lead with a touchdown. The game is in their hands. And on 2nd and 7, Burrow's dropping back, and the Kansas City defense is getting to Burrow once again and forces Burrow to spike the ball into the ground. I mean, the Kansas City defense all game was getting to Burrow. Burrow was sacked 5 times in this game, which also isn't surprising because Burrow's just a sack magnet, especially in the playoffs. But then the refs huddle up and they call intentional grounding on this play, and Zach Taylor is not having any of it. He's yelling, "How?" Perrine was right there, and I'll show you the replay in a second. He was in the direction of where Joe Burrow was throwing. The refs come over to talk him, and he goes, "Oh my gosh." That expression is so funny, but I'm with them. That's gotta suck. There's been a few questionable calls this offseason, especially the one against Trevor Lawrence, the pass interference that should have been called on one of his interceptions. But this one was pretty questionable as well. I'm on the side that this shouldn't have been a penalty. Now I don't know all the rules of intentional grounding, so I could be wrong. The rules say if the quarterback or passer starts their motion towards an eligible receiver, but then a defender makes it so they can't make the throw, that it's not intentional grounding. So watch number 34 on the left side of your screen here. Cuts across the field right in front of Joe Burrow, and it looks like Joe Burrow is gonna attempt to throw the ball to him, but then he's sandwiched in between 2 Chiefs quarterback, and he's not really able to get a full throw because he doesn't want to risk a strip fumble. And it looks like he was trying to throw it to him, but then ended up having to spike it in the ground. It looks like Perrine, number 34, is in the direction of the pass, but the refs call intentional grounding. Now, I don't know if I'm missing something or what, but to me, this doesn't seem like it should be a penalty. Either way, the Bengals are facing a 3rd and 16. Joe Burrow drops back near his own end zone, looks right, and throws, and he finds Hayden Hurst for a huge gain, getting the first down on 3rd and 16, which is a miracle. Imagine if the Bengals would have drove down the field and won this game on this drive. The Chiefs would have been punching themselves in the face, remembering giving up this 3rd and 16. On 1st and 10, the Bengals pick up a small gain of 2 yards, and they're facing 2nd and 8. And this is what really hurts the Bengals here. Burrow looks left, and he throws, but it's nowhere near the intended wide receiver. Not the best pass. And it face another 3rd down. And on 3rd and 8, Joe Burrow drops back. He has time to throw, but then the Chiefs end up getting to him once again, the 5th time of the day. And this is a huge sack, giving Kansas City even better field position, which they don't need, as Mahomes is already known as the GOAT with needing 0 time. And Chris Jones has his 2nd sack of the day, and he's waving goodbyes to the Bengals already. 39 seconds left. Mahomes still needs to get his team a field goal, and he's already waving goodbye. True menacing activities. Just watch Jones haul ass on his way to Burrow. I bet you this play won't be talked as much as some of the other plays that happen after this, but just look at this. He's getting held in his throat. He still keeps going, and he ends up taking Burrow down, which is huge. Just ended their drive. Just moved them back. Crazy play. And then more bad news strikes the Bengals, as if 38 seconds left for Mahomes wasn't bad enough. Moore has a crazy return for the Chiefs, getting the ball all the way to midfield, which pretty much wins the Chiefs the games. Mahomes only needing to get 20 yards, but he can do that in his sleep. Some amazing blocks from the Chiefs here. Now watch the right side of your screen. It looks like a Bengals player flops there a little bit, and the Bengals after this play are arguing with the refs, and I believe it's because they think this is a block in the back, but I think it just looks like one because of the angle the Bengals sideline saw it from. Now this 25-yard punt return was huge, so the Bengals obviously are going to try to fight their ways, and I feel like they think they've already been screwed, especially with the intentional grounding, so they're fed up with it. On their drive, that's now from the 46-yard line. They need about 20 yards for the field goal. On 1st and 10, Mahomes had to dump it off, and they had to burn their final timeout, and on 2nd and 10, Mahomes had to spike it into the dirt, so now they have a 3rd and 4, and they need a first down Otherwise, they're probably going to have to go for it or punt. They most likely would punt, and this game would go into the overtime. There's 17 seconds left. They need to play and to get out of bounds or hurry up and spike it and try to kick this field goal. Mahomes in the shotgun, drops back, looking right. The pocket's collapsing in on him with a bum ankle. Remember, Mahomes busted his ankle against the Jags last week in the divisional round. Mahomes tries to escape the pocket to his right. He still needs to run about 15 yards to get this first down, and now he's making a break for it. He's running as fast as he can, points his wide receiver to block, and picks up the first down. But then the Bengals have a late hit on Mahomes, and he slams into the turf while the Bengals player goes with them, knocking over trainers and slamming into the ground, and a flag is thrown. Let's look back at this before we go any further. Watch number 58 here, Joseph Ossai. He's chasing Mahomes, but Mahomes obviously gets the first down and is headed out of bounds. And we all know the rules protecting the quarterbacks, and it looks like he's barely out of bounds from this angle before Ossai pushes him. Not only does Mahomes go down hard, Ossai slams into this Bengals coach or trainer, sandwiching him between himself and the ground and the bench. And then Ossai is grabbing his thigh like he's injured. A lot is going on in this moment. Now this shot right here, it's too cool. The NFL has to be scripted. There's no way this is just happening. Mahomes is leading his team off the field. He can barely walk right. You can tell his ankle is bugging him. He just set up the team for a chance at the game-winning field goal to send them to the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. Also, I'm joking about the scripted thing. I don't actually think the NFL scripted, but you can see he waves on the field goal unit. An extremely cool shot there. Now this play is definitely a penalty. Number one, Mahomes definitely has the first down. It's obviously he's way past the marker. There's no reason that Ossai needs to push him this hard out of bounds for any reason, even if Mahomes was in bounds, because Mahomes has the first down and he's probably going to go out of bounds anyway. So what's the reason of pushing him so hard to try to make a difference of a half a yard? Now, I know some may disagree, and you got to say every yard counts, and they're playing their hearts out. They're trying to get to the Super Bowl, which I do understand, but you know you got to be careful around the quarterback. And number two, Mahomes, one, he's obviously out of bounds, but number two, you can't hit the quarterback when he's going out of bounds, and Mahomes was obviously going out of bounds. You know you can't hit him there, and he still does anyway. And then Ossai ends up getting hurt, and then he's also sandwiching a trainer in between him and the ground and the bench, which also looks like it really must have hurt. And this is definitely the best angle, just showing how much Mahomes was going out of bounds. Yes, his foot was already out of bounds, but also he was totally in the direction of going out of bounds. There's no reason Ossai needed to push him there, and this helped the Chiefs win. And then Butker knocks in the game-winning field goal to send the Chiefs to the Super Bowl for the third year in the past 4. The KC Wolf is going crazy at the bottom of your screen in a second. It's pretty funny. The toilet paper is thrown once again. Who's throwing the toilet paper under this upright all the time? That's also quite funny to see, but a great win. The first time Mahomes has beat Joe Burrow. The good win for the Chiefs. Now the thing about the penalty, the Chiefs don't get that penalty from the Bengals. They have to kick about a 55-yard field goal if they don't run a play. Maybe they run a play and get 5 yards, a 50-yard field goal, but they had the ball at the 40-yard line without the penalty. That penalty pretty much won the Chiefs the game. And then they really did this man's dirty after the game. They showed him crying like from 30 different angles. They just kept painting back onto him. It was Chiefs celebration. Ossai crying about his giving up the Chiefs penalty to help them win the game. Chiefs celebrating, back to him crying, just different angles. I felt like it was kind of foul. Like, I understand to show him once, but I feel like they showed it a little bit too much. They should have been more focused on the Chiefs as well. And also, I do understand that it was his fault. So, some people are going to be like, don't feel bad, it was his fault, he's undisciplined, but I feel like you're running at him full speed and it wasn't that close of a play, and people are going to mess up. Now the Quay Walker one where they showed him crying, yeah, don't shove a trainer, I feel like that's different, but sometimes it's an emotional game and you just get out of hand because you're trying to tackle these players and going at full speed like an animal trying to get them, and then you just have to turn that off at the last second when Mahomes is going out of bounds. It's a hard one, but he knows it, and that's the price of paying in the NFL. Some big calls of the year at the end of the game. That one was put the Chiefs in field goal position, and then the intentional grounding on Burrow. The refs strike again, and the NFL playoffs, and that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and once again, thanks for watching.